Hey girl, what's up? It's Just Jay here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about physical boundaries in your romantic relationships. How far is too far? If it's your first time here, grab yourself a cup of coffee and welcome to the fam. On this channel, I talk about how we can practically be godly women in the 21st century. If this is an area where you would like to grow in, please subscribe. Please follow all my social medias. All my videos are made into two parts. So in the first video, I talk all about what does the Bible say about a certain topic and what are we supposed to be doing, and in the second video I give practical guidelines on how you can actually do what I'm talking about. This is part 2, my practical guidelines on how you can actually do what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched the first part of this video, I would highly recommend watching that first. That is just a nice basis so that you can understand what I am actually talking about in this video. In this video, I will be talking about the following things: types of physical boundaries that you can put up and how you put them up, how you can stick with these boundaries that you put up. Let's go. My first point is going to be about what type of physical boundaries you can put up and how do you put them up. So this is something that you have to absolutely discuss with your boyfriend. You have to sit down and decide what is temptations for both of you. If you know that it's kissing, boundary. If you know that it's cuddling, boundary. Respecting each other's boundaries here are very important. Yes, for you, cuddling doesn't do anything. Like, you're not turned on. You just think that it's extremely cute. But for your boyfriend, it is an extreme temptation and he is only thinking about sex when he's lying with you there. You are going to have to go to the person who wants to do less. So the easiest thing is to just go sit here, talk to your boyfriend, tell him that, you know, even if boundaries wasn't something that you talked about, even if it wasn't a thing in your relationship, make it a thing. And the easiest way is to just be open with him. Make a list so that each of you know what are those physical boundaries that you do not want to cross. And this is physical boundaries with anything, you know, touching, hugging, kissing, cuddling, sleeping over, anything like that. Put up those boundaries for yourself. And now I'm going to talk about 19 different things that you can practically do to actually stick to those boundaries that you guys put up. Number 1, make the decision. Stop wondering if it's the right thing to do. Stop wondering if it's something that you're supposed to be doing. Stop wondering if it's a necessity in your relationship, and stop wondering if you're actually going to get it right, because the answer is yes, and yes. Number 2, fasting. If you haven't heard about fasting yet, please do yourself a favor and go do some research on the Daniel's fast. So it's a biblical fast that you do where you only eat fruits and vegetables for 21 days. It's about crucifying the flesh so that your spirit can connect more closely with God. Daniel fasted, Moses fasted, even Jesus fasted. If fasting is something that you've never done before, you have to start doing it, because I promise you that it's going to change your whole entire life. So please comment down below if you would like me to make a video about fasting, the different types that you get, why you do it, how you do it, what's the hype, where does it talk about it in scripture, and all those things.
I just recorded such a big piece and I forgot to press the record button.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because...
Number 3, pray before you see each other. Even if it's just a coffee date, even if you're just quickly going to take a ride with him somewhere. Before each of you see each other in any context and for any reason, sit down 10 to 15 minutes before that and pray, and ask your boyfriend to do the same. Ask God to be with you. Ask the Holy Spirit to move with you. Ask God to give you self-control. Then number 4, ask yourself, why are you putting up these boundaries? Like, it doesn't help you sit there and you're like,
yeah, well, some random girl on YouTube told me that I needed to put up boundaries, so okay, looks like I'm doing it now, yay.
No. Why are you doing this? Are you putting up boundaries because you want your relationship with God to grow closer? Are you putting up boundaries because you want your relationship to honor God? Are you doing this because you consider marriage a holy thing and you want to wait until marriage? Are you doing this because of the excitement that you want to experience on your honeymoon by having sex for the first time? Good reasons are the best motivation. Number 5, don't be alone in your house or in your room the whole day. So I know a lot of people will say, you know, completely avoid being alone at all times, but I also know that alone time is necessary to build a relationship. For me, it is extremely important, as my love language is quality time. If this is such a struggle for you, okay, don't be alone at any point, but it is inevitable that you are somehow, either on purpose or accident, are going to end up being alone. And what I would just say to this is make sure that you break the continuity of being alone in his house or in his room. So go outside, take a walk, take a drive, go get some food, go visit some friends, just get out. Number 6, if it is is quiet in the room and it's just like you two spending time with each other, put on worship music. Like honestly, it sounds ridiculous, but it's going to be a lot harder for you to do anything when you are hearing Jesus over and over again. Number 7, be extremely careful of the kind of movies that you watch. Stay away from movies that is overly sexualized, overly lustful, over lustful and over romanticized movies, because I know that gets the wheels spinning, thoughts are planted, and we act upon those thoughts. So just stop it in their tracks. Number 8, don't lie on a bed together. So I know that this is sometimes kind of hard. Myself, my boyfriend has a very small apartment, so we lie on his bed and watch movies. I know this is not something that is always possible, but if it can be avoided, avoid it. Like sit on a couch, sit on the floor. If you only have a bed, try sitting on the bed. Try not laying down on the bed and inside each other's arms. Sit straight. Then number 9 is, if you have decided that kissing is okay for you, don't kiss while laying down. I don't know what it is, but this is just so much more intimate than it would be when you were standing up. You're kissing, you're getting more passionate, you're on top of each other, you're straddling one another. So obviously it's just dancing with the devil at this point. Then number 10, keep it to one kiss and walk away. So it doesn't help that you put up the boundary of kissing and you say, okay, we're just gonna kiss, we're not gonna make out. And then what happens is you give a kiss, and then you give another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. You're just making out. Don't hover. Kiss, walk away, do something else, or else you might have to put up the boundary by not kissing at all. Number 11, keep your hands to yourself. Don't rub his leg. Don't tickle his stomach area. Don't put your fingers around his belt area. Don't put your hands under his shirt. And the same goes for him. No touching, because I can tell you now, even though it does nothing for you, he's a boy and it is going to turn him on. Then number 12, try not to sleep over. And I know this is not always the easiest thing, because me and my boyfriend, we are long distance, so obviously if I go visit him, I have to sleep there. So what I would recommend, if you're not long distance, put up a designated time that you have to go home. Call it a night at 10 o'clock and go home. If you are long distance, try sleeping over at friends' houses. You can either sleep at a friend's house or he can sleep at a friend's house. But if this is also not possible, just don't sleep in the same bed, okay? You can even sleep in the same room if it has to, but sleep in separate beds. Then number 13 is go to sleep earlier. So I know this happened to me and my boyfriend before, where we started watching a movie really late at night. We ended up falling asleep inside of his bed because both of us were so tired and we spent the night in the same bed. Number 14 is keep your doors and your curtains open. You're going to think twice about doing anything if you know that any given moment somebody can walk past your window or somebody can walk inside of your door. Number 15, don't tempt each other. Don't wear your shorty shorts when you go visit him. Don't walk around in your bra. Don't wear your most low-cut top. Don't wear your most sexiest underwear. Girl, he's a man. You're his girl. He was designed to find you attractive. Yes, it's obviously going to lead him into temptation, and if he walks around shirtless or just walks around in his boxers, tell him no. He's not supposed to be doing that because it's going to tempt you as well. Like, girl, we're women. We also have certain thoughts and needs. Like, it's self-explanatory. Wear long pants, wear t-shirts, and wear your granny panties, okay? Number 16, don't watch movies for hours on end. Take a break in between, because I know what tends to happen is you get bored, you start to drift off, you start making out, and that leads to all of the disasters that we were talking about. Do something else. Get up and go play a card game. Get up and go make some food. Go take a walk. Just do something else to break that continuity of lying there the whole time and watching movies. Don't send sexy pictures. Obviously, visuals leads to thoughts. Thoughts lead to temptation, and temptation leads to actions. You might not be actively sinning together, but you are definitely sinning apart, if you know where I'm going with this. And then number 18 and 19 are two of the more extreme measures. So this is like, if you have done all of these other things and it's still not helping, this is like two of the more extreme measures that you can take. Ask a friend to message you every half an hour. I know this seems like a bit much, but you can coordinate it. So, you know, go between your different friends, and then it ends up you have a message every 15 minutes that you have to answer with a voice note. And if you don't answer, this person can call you and they're going to be like,
Hey buddy, what you doing? Why aren't you answering your phone?
it's not going to stop you from doing anything, but at least it gives you more accountability. It's also going to make it a lot more inconvenient to try and do anything. And then number 19 is a bit more, it's like awkward advice, but don't shave. Okay, I know this is sounding so weird. Don't shave your legs and don't shave down there. And I know like a real man wouldn't care or whatever, but hopefully it gives you just the right amount of insecurity that you need to not want to go that far. I don't know. All of these things I'm talking about here is basically how can you avoid temptation, because I know the moment we are tempted, our brain turns to scramble and we don't think straight anymore and we're just thinking about one thing. You should not only be trying to avoid sexual sin, but you should be avoiding the temptation that comes with it.
That is my story for today. If you like this type of content and what I have to say, please subscribe down below and follow all my social medias linked in the description. You're also more than welcome to DM me on Instagram for more personal chats about life. Thank you for being part of the family. I look so forward to seeing you next Saturday.